I'm Andrew, and I'm super excited to be here. Give you all the latest news on sports at Miami. It's a fun time to be a Red Hawk fan with Miami officially starting their ice hockey season this past weekend. Last year, the young Miami crew finished with a 7-29-2 overall record and are looking for a rebound season with added upperclassmen experience and heightened expectations. It's looking like it's going to be another memorable season for the Miami hockey team. The Red Hawks, they are highlighted by upperclassmen P.J. Fletcher, Jack Clement, and the brick wall in net that is Ludwig Pearson. Other Red Hawks to watch out for are freshman phenom Artur Taransky and a man on a mission, that is star Red Savage, who is expecting a much different season here in Oxford. As for the season opener, both games would provide us with no shortage of highlights. The first game, which was the most competitive and fun to watch, saw Miami fall to Ferris State in a shootout 3-2. The Red Hawks never quit despite this energized Ferris State Bulldogs team really putting it on them early on after getting the first goal, which happened early on in the second quarter off a power play chance. Miami would tie it up about 7 minutes later with a goal from junior Matthew Borbellini. Ferris State would get its second goal on the day early in the third period, but it would be Joe Cassetti, the senior, who puts the team on his back and equalizes the contest at 2-2 with 45 seconds left to go in the third period. Miami, unfortunately, would fall in a shootout with Ferris State goalie Logan Stein having himself a day. The second game was a completely different result, which saw Miami knocking off the Bulldogs of Ferris State 4-1. The Red Hawks would start off early with a goal from senior Jack Olmstead. The scoring continued with a goal from Jack Borbellini, getting goal number 2, giving the Red Hawks a 2-0 advantage at the end of the first period. Ferris State came knocking back, and they cut the lead in half by scoring a goal on the power play. But about 2 minutes after a Bulldogs goal, Joe Cassetti again would score his second goal of the season to give Miami a 3-1 lead off of the power play. Entering the third period, who else but Red Savage, the man, would all but ice it for the Red Hawks by scoring a shorthanded goal, which would all but give Miami a 4-1 victory. After a successful weekend of Miami hockey here in Oxford, the Red Hawks would travel out to Massachusetts to open up a 2-game series against the UMass Lowell Riverhawks at the Tsongas Center. Game 1 will take place this Friday at 7:15 p.m. and Game 2 will get underway on Saturday at 6:05 p.m.
Last week, MTN reporter Zoltan Feldman spoke with Miami officials about their stance on vaping on campus and how they are combating the influx of vape and tobacco stores within the city of Oxford. The Oxford City Council is currently looking to pass an ordinance that would require all vape and tobacco stores to pay a fee in order to operate. The council is hoping to pass an ordinance and implement it into the city by 2024. This ordinance coincides with the legislation passed in December 2022 that prohibits the new vape and tobacco stores from opening for 2023. Join us after spring break when MTN reporter Zoltan Feldman will interview one of the Oxford City Council members about this new ordinance. Yeah, I'll start out with you first, Mina.
Sure.
You're really a true Swiss Army knife type journalist. You produce so many award-winning pieces both on the business side and in journalism for sports. You've done really everything, TV, radio, podcasting. What's been your favorite part, if you could pick, for throughout your career, like your favorite experience?
Yeah, so I have worn a lot of different hats in journalism, having started as not just a writer, but a business writer before becoming a sports writer, then getting into radio, podcasting, and then ultimately television, which is what I do now. Honestly, there's a part of me that misses long-form writing, spending weeks reporting on an individual story, digging into things like that. But I really love what I do now, in part because the underlying tools or the things that are required are pretty similar, which is studying, researching, preparing, and then synthesizing an idea and trying to communicate it. And that's what I enjoy most, is just when you feel like you have the idea and then you go on TV and you're trying to communicate it to people, hopefully in a way that resonates. It's just so fun, and it's pretty fulfilling as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I think just what the audience says, I think that's just what I think for you gets you going every day.
Oh,
so
thanks. Appreciate
super
it.
exciting.
Sure. Hey, will you take a look at this? That just internally means a whole lot to me.
Yeah, I'll go back to you, Mina. What's been the best part of working for ESPN? Whether it's like radio, podcasting, or just on live TV?
You know, just hearing Sarah talk about how football is so great and it's like just such an amazing privilege to work in it. The fact that I get to go, wake up, study the game, talk about it for a living, have conversations with my friends on television, it never escapes me that it's a dream and a privilege and like something that if I could build a time machine and tell my 8-year-old self I'd be doing, she would never believe it for a litany of reasons, one of which is there was no one on TV who looks like me doing it, but also it just didn't seem like a real job. I pinch myself every day because of that. So I think just being in that position at ESPN now, you know, having worn several different hats along the way, it's a dream I like didn't know I had, to be honest, for a long time. Like a lot of people, you know, before I was working in football, before I was covering football, I was spending way too much of my free time thinking about football, watching football. Like if this wasn't my job, I wouldn't be doing it as much as I do in studying, but I would still be investing way too much time into it just as a hobby. So the fact that I get paid for it is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I really think you're like living every football fan's dream.
Well, especially because I'm not a former player.
Oh,
I always
yeah.
tell my colleagues, like, our viewers relate more to me than to you, Marcus
Absolutely.
Spears or Ryan Clark or Dan, because you know, everyone who watches football has opinions about it. She sure knows about that, and loves talking about it with their friends. And yeah, the fact that I get to do it for a living is unbelievable.
And there's people watching right now who might aspire to be in your position. Can you give them a little taste of what a TV personality or TV journalist, what their daily routine would look
man.
like? I know not every
Yeah.
day is the same.
They're
but
pretty different during the season and during the off
Yeah.
season. So right now, I'm preparing for the draft, which basically just means watching a lot of college
a lot
tape.
of film.
But, but during the season, I would say, you know, we're watching the games on Sundays, usually a couple at a time, while we're having a conversation about things we're going to talk about. And I'm always taking notes, gathering stats as I'm watching. And that's before I get to the rewatch. Then on Monday morning, I wake up if I haven't had a chance to. Usually by then, the All-22 is dropped, so we have the opportunity to really watch the games and actually see what happens. But it's all focused with, okay, you know, I'm not just watching everything to watch everything. I know we're going to talk about these 5 games, these topics, so I'm going to watch it with an eye for, I don't know, maybe I want to watch how this quarterback performed against the blitz or whatever. So it's all very focused studying.
Fans, please turn your attention to the court as tonight's game ball is being
Alrighty, we are back here at Millett Hall. It is the Miami Redhawks against the Buffalo Bulls. Starters have been announced. Ivy Wolf starting, Peyton Scott, Maddie Cluse, Amani Freeman, and Sierra Morrow for the Redhawks. And for the Buffalo Bulls, Zakiya Winfield, Rashana Stone, Jasmine Young, Hattie Ogden, and Emerita Mashira. So Redhawks going with the original lineup that they had in the game against the Central Michigan Chippewas. And for the Buffalo Bulls, sticking with Hattie Ogden despite her averages. She scored a team high 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals in her game against Akron. So they're going to be sticking with her in that one. Currently averaging 2.6 points a game, 1.2 rebounds. So looks like those averages don't really matter because Hattie Ogden is in and she's going to be receiving the tip against Sierra Morrow. So it's Morrow versus Ogden. Here we are, Miami versus Buffalo here at Millett Hall. Going to be a fun one. I am Andrew O's taking you all the way through this one. It's going to be a good one. And here we are underway here. Redhawks win the tip and here they go, ready to get to work. Here's Ivy Wolf at the top right half of the key. Goes right side to Peyton Scott. Scott going over to Cluse, right back over left side, driving inside Wolf. Tough layup, gets it to go, bank layup. And Ivy Wolf gets it on early for the Redhawks, 2-0. Here's a quick 3 for Ogden, and it's pure. Ogden said, why not? Not the best three-point shooter. She said, I'll take that, and she scores right away. 3-2. Bulls out in front. Here come the Redhawks the other side of the way. Maddie Cruz passing over to Scott. Scott tries a 3. It's good. Back-to-back threes for the Bulls and the Redhawks, and just like that, it's 5-3. Miami here in the first quarter. Here come the Bulls the other way. Here's Stone, top of the key. Goes right back over to Winfield. Right back over to Stone. Ogden, left side. On top of the key to Stone. Right back over, right side, Winfield. Loses it for a second, Ogden. Shot clock going down. 6 seconds left. Stone tries a three. It's good. 3 threes already within the first 4 minutes. Really impressive on both sides. Buffalo out in front, 6-5. Ivy Wolf passing over to Klus on the right side. Klus defended heavily, trying to find her man. Gives it right back over. Klus, tough layup. Great defense from Stone. Lost for a second, picked back up right by the Bulls, and here they come the other way. And then Stone loses it. Great defense for the Redhawks. Here comes Peyton Scott. Mid-range pull-up. It's off. Rattled out. Hit the top and hit the back in it. Two good defense right there for the Bulls. And here comes Buffalo the other way. Here's Stone, coast to coast. Right-handed layup was off. Good defense by Scott. And here come the Redhawks the other way. Slow start for both sides. And they're going to call a foul on Ivy Wolf. So the Bulls will get the ball here early on. 2 quick threes from the Bulls. Don't think the coach anticipated that to happen so quickly, but you know, that's what's going to happen in these MAC games. You got to start out fast, you got to start out strong. That's how you're going to be a team who's similarly ranked to you, like Miami. So here come the Bulls the other way, passing it right back over to Young. Young right back the other way. Young, quick three. That one hits front iron, and it'll be rebounded by Ivy Wolf and the Miami Redhawks. Here comes Maddie Klus. Maddie Klus trying to make a little move. Ooh, nice bounce pass inside to Ivy Wolf. Good defense from Stone. And they're going to call out of bounds on Stone and the Buffalo Bulls. So the ball will stay here with the Redhawks. Double figures, Morrow, Klus, Scott, and Wolf. But the Redhawks, Amani Freeman has 4 fouls, and same with Rashassen. So kind of going a little undersized here. See how the Redhawks play it here. Here's Scott giving it over to Maddie Klus. Morrow finds Wolf in the corner. Wolf for 3. Won't go. Rebound fought for. That's Scott. Oh yeah, she knows that one. The foul is called on the Huskies.
Andrew, the way this Redhawks team is playing today, I mean, they've got 12 turnovers. I think that's a real big issue. If they could cut that down, you kind of feel like this is the type of team that could really go for a serious Cinderella run in the MAC tournament.
Oh, they have so many scores, like you mentioned. Yeah, Morrow, they're deep. The only thing is the turnovers, and that's just really an exhibit of a young team. Here's a corner 3 for Scott, sinks it. Who else but Peyton Scott? 26 points now for her. She is 11 for 16. That is an efficient. I don't know what is. Peyton Scott, great statement game for her. Here's the Huskies, 82-64 now. Redhawks up by 18. Ball on the ground. That was Stoffacher falling to her knees. It's going to be a foul on the Redhawks. So 3rd personal foul for the Redhawks. This now feels like a must-score possession for the Huskies. You don't have to score 3, you just got to score. Here's McCree. McCree finds Poison. Here's Marable. Marable for 3. Won't go. It's short. Klus corrals the rebound. And the Redhawks are going to hold things here. 2.5 left to go in the game. I think the ideal possession for the Redhawks here, just hold it. Waste as much clock as you can without turning it over. And game should be all but sealed away. Wow, counted in a foul. Amani Freeman gets it to go down. The chance of the free throw coming shortly, but wow, what a pass, what a find, and what a finish for Amani Freeman for the statement game for the Redhawks. even in foul trouble, she still finds ways to score, and that just demonstrates a true scorer, a true teammate at work. Gets the second free throw to fall. Redhawks are blowing out the NIU Huskies. It's not a close game anymore. Redhawks just exploded in this second half. And they're now up by 21, 2 minutes and 10 left to go in this one. Dancing around, three-pointer won't fall for Poison. It's gonna roll all the way out of bounds. Last touch by Freeman, I believe. Now you're starting to see more of the bench warmers checking in for the Redhawks. That's Riley Neal, the freshman, checking in against the Huskies, and Rashawson also checking in. Here's Hunter on the inbound, passing over to Meinert. Finds Hunter in the corner once again, bouncing down to Meinert, spinning around, swerving. Rashawson, they're gonna call a foul on her. That would be her 5th foul. So, looks like Katie Richardson is done for the night. But either way, she played pretty admirably, really well overall, especially helping the team. 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Overall, can't ask for much more. She played a true team role there.
Yeah, did a really great job on defense, though.
Free throw hits a couple bounces and falls for Meinert. She'll have one more here. It's a 20-point game, 85-65. 1:52 left to go. Second one hits back iron and out, and Watkins corrals the rebound. Here's Watkins moving to her right. Watkins moving around. Likely holding this for as long as she can. Here's Ivy Wolf, high pass over to Morrow. Spinning around, swerving. Morrow almost got the and one chance to fall, but she'll have a chance for 2 free throws with this one. What a statement win for the Redhawks. Just, I don't think a lot of people really expected them to go this far in this one, but it just shows how much momentum, like you were saying, that little charge quite possibly could have sparked the Redhawks to win this one, and looks like those little chippy momentum plays just played a big factor in this one.